branding and positioning yourself. So every single entrepreneur, local business or professional needs to understand that you have got to 10x your content. And the reason why is because less than 1.7% of organic traffic, organic video actually gets seen. That's not very much. So you need to make sure that you are putting your content out there like crazy, being seen in your community, whether that's a local community or an online community. Your dream client needs to see you over and over again, and they need to see you as being completely competent to be able to help serve them, help them get their end desired result. So how do you do that? How do you position yourself? It all starts with being a good marketer. If you want to be a top producer in any market, no matter what your profession is or your business is, you need to learn to be a top marketer. Now, I want you to think about something called the sales cycle. The reason why most businesses fail, in fact, if you're a real estate agent, do you know that now the statistic is 90% of real estate agents fail within the first 5 years? Used to be 87%. That stat is going up. Okay? So I want you to think about the sales cycle. I refer to it as magnet. Well, the M stands for marketing and brand awareness. And what does a magnet do? It attracts, right? Well, that's what proper marketing does. Proper marketing attracts, not chases. So how do you attract? How do you attract your ideal dream client, whether it's locally or nationally, whether it's online or whether it's a in-person business? You do it by offering value, serving, not selling, understanding exactly what the core desires are of your ideal dream client. What are their fears? What are their hopes? What are their dreams? What do they need? What are they missing in their life? And how can you communicate all of that to them? Well, it first starts out by, number one, understanding exactly who they are. And in fact, I have an awesome prompt that I'll put into the comments that will help you get the most amazing dream client output, so you can utilize that when you're utilizing language learning models, ChatGPT, Claude, Perplexity, any of those, and you can drag and drop your ideal dream client to help get you really, really good output. So you need to market like crazy and offer them value. I want you to think about what you do as a consumer. When you are a consumer and you have a problem, what's the first thing that you do? You go online to search for answers. I mean, if you're watching this right now, which you are, you're here because you either want to compare and contrast, you want to be entertained, or you want to educate yourself and you want to learn, right? You're here searching for answers to problems that you have. And for some reason, this video attracted you and you're watching it. That's exactly what your dream client does. When they have a problem, they go online. I like to tell people a little story about my husband. My husband, Steve, who I love so much, he actually, about 1.5 years ago, he was diagnosed with pre-diabetes. And I was like, how are you pre-diabetic? You're thin. Well, come to find out, he's eating Taco Bell for lunch every day with 2 big, huge sodas. He's going to McDonald's for breakfast and having those crazy, whatever they are, English muffins, McMuffins and that kind of thing with 2 sodas. And he was eating poorly, drinking Red Bulls and things like that. And we realized that he was diabetic. Now, I know what you need to do not to be diabetic. You need to make sure that you exercise and you don't eat a lot of sugar, and that's pretty much it. Well, then when I started researching his lifestyle and his habits, I realized just how many carbs and how much sugar was in just the soda alone, not to mention the entire Happy Meal, right? And he get the big Happy Meal. That is what I did. I researched, and then I started following people that gave me the most information. And then I subscribed to their channels, and then I bought their products to help me help my husband get over being pre-diabetic. And guess what? It worked. Your dream client is doing the exact same thing. They are going online to search for answers. But here's what you have to understand, is that it's never been easier to get attention, which means it's never been harder to get attention. Your dream client has getting so many mixed marketing messages from Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, Reels, LinkedIn, Twitter. I mean, it goes on, right? Meta. I mean, they're just being marketed to everywhere. Snapchat. I mean, I can go on and on about it. And because of that, it's never been harder to capture attention, which means you have to 10, 12x your content. Right now, my main goal is putting out at least 6 short form videos a day. On top of that, I utilize something called repurpose.io, and I take those 6 videos and I make sure they go on all platforms. Repurpose.io is amazing because it puts it on those platforms for me in the right format with fonts and colors and words and everything in my branding and in my style. It's amazing. You should utilize that right away. repurpose.io. In fact, I might actually have an affiliate link. If I do, I'll put that in the comments. Okay. Now, then I want to make sure that I'm also doing long form content. Why? Because organic is forever. When you put your content on a podcast or you put your content on YouTube, what happens is that it lives and is stored forever. And then as you start building your short form content, people are going to start going to research you and Google you. And then what happens is when they do that is your short form content is going to feed into your long form content, and people will go search for you when they're looking for solutions. And once people understand that you have the answers to their solutions, they see you as the authority and they see you as more competent to be able to help solve their problems. Okay. So the M starts for marketing. The A stands for attract, right? This is lead generation. So sales cycle 101. Marketing is the first one. Lead generation is the second. When you market appropriately, you generate higher quality leads. So that's the A, attract in Magnet. So you don't just want leads. I hear this all the time. Krista, I want more leads. You want more high quality leads that convert. When you're a good marketer and when you brand yourself, you're going to automatically generate higher quality leads. Now the G stands for grow relationships. That is when the nurturing comes into place, right? Marketing, lead generation, lead nurture. When you lead nurture, you grow relationships. That's the G in Magnet. So you have to understand this. People don't just wake up one day and say, I want to buy your product. What they do is they realize they have a problem. So they go information seeking, and your goal is to show up while they are searching for information. You want to show up where they are looking when they are looking. You want to be able to provide solutions, solve their problems, solve problems that they don't even know that they have often case. And when you can do this, you're going to position and elevate your authority. And they're going to see you as more competent to take care of them to solve their problems. And the more information that you can get and the more value that you can provide through marketing, right? And giving not just information that says, you're number one, you're so great, you're the best, but information that truly helps them, they're going to choose you to help solve their problems. So the M, marketing. The A is attract, lead generation. Okay. The G is grow relationships. That's lead nurture. And then finally, the N for nail the sale is conversions. So the N is nail the sale. How do you convert? Well, let me tell you this. How are you going to convert more leads? That's what you really want. You want to convert more leads. Well, your marketing. Your marketing is going to help you convert more leads. And the more that you market and you grow those relationships and nurture those leads, the more you will convert those leads. You are going to shorten the sales cycle. You're going to lower your cost per lead. You're going to lower your cost per acquisition. You're going to increase the lifetime value of a customer by marketing consistently. Okay? There's this principle from Chet Holmes from 2007, the book, The Ultimate Selling Machine, called the 7-11-4 principle. What this means is that this is back in 2007, people. It's probably way more than this now. It says that people need to consume 7 hours of your content. They need to have 11 different interactions with you in 4 different ways. So they need, emails, text message, video, you name it, on 4 different platforms. Okay? That's the idea. Ask yourself this question. Are people consuming 7 hours of your content? And if not, what can you do to start getting them to consume you more, to binge you more, to add value? What's the answer? Content, marketing, showing up more where they're looking. Okay? Now, the E in Magnet stands for execute. That's how you give results. That's your fulfillment and delivery. That's what you actually do as a service provider. That's your profession, your job. That's you doing well for your client. And I know most of you, because you're actually watching this video, you are amazing at results. You're so good at it. But guess what? People never taught you how to market, right? They taught you how to, as a real estate agent, we're taught how many square feet are in a mile. As a dentist, you're taught how to pull teeth. As a chiropractor, you're taught how to, crack a back. But nobody teaches you how to market. So once you can learn how to market yourself and be seen as the go-to authority, that is when your whole entire business will change. Ask yourself this question. When I say to you, and this isn't somebody that you're using and that you know their name because you're using them, but when I say, who's the number one chiropractor, the number one dentist, the number one doctor, the number one insurance agent, the number one realtor, the number one mortgage officer, does anyone come to your mind locally? The answer is most likely no. But once you learn to be a better marketer and to make sure that you are nurturing those leads, attracting more people, and that you are going to have a much easier time generating higher quality leads because of your marketing, you'll have a easier time converting those leads. You're going to have a more opportunity to do what you do well, which is get people results. But again, it starts from marketing. So it's not your fault if you don't know how to get clients because you were never taught. So that is why you have to understand the importance of branding and positioning and marketing yourself. There's a reason why brands like Nike, Google, Pepsi, Homes.com, Pringles, there's a reason why they market during the Super Bowl and they spend $7 million just for the 30-second time spot, not to even include the cost that it takes for them to make the commercial because they understand the importance of marketing. Okay? You have to understand that. They're doing it because they don't want to be forgotten. How many times have you done an amazing job with what it is that you do? Okay, this is where the next one comes in, the T comes in magnet. Transform into raving fans. How do you get more referrals, retain more clients, and get them to resell, relist, and come back to you? How do you get those referrals? How do you retain those clients, right? By creating raving fans. Well, guess what? Even if you have raving fans, they will forget about you unless you continue to be top of mind, unless you continue to market to them. So you have to understand that marketing not only helps you attract new clients, it also helps you nurture people who are in the information seeking process. It helps you convert clients, but it also helps you retain and keep the clients that you already had that loved you because they're seeing you. You are top of mind. They're not forgetting about you. And they will not only come back to you, but they will remember to refer you more when you market yourself more. So you have to understand that producing content and video content is the number one way. Did you know that 1 minute of video is equivalent to 1.8 million words? Did you know that according to Orion, that a landing page with video has 800% more conversions? I can go over statistic after statistic about how important video marketing is. And I know some of you are thinking, Krista, I don't like doing video. I don't like the way I sound. I'm too young. I'm too new. I'm too old. I'm too skinny. I'm too thin. I'm fill in the blank. Krista, because you have fake pretty teeth, you're good on video. Because you have fake hair, you're good on video. No, none of that matters. That is how you look. That is how you sound. When you go to meet a client, you can't say, do me a favor, let me delete, let me rewind, let me put a bag over my head. That is you. Video will help you relate more to your clients. It's actually called a parasocial relationship. A video helps people feel like they actually know you. Think about it like this. How many times have you watched television where you cried or you cheered for the good guy? You hated the bad guy. You were like so ticked off. That is a parasocial relationship. You developed a one-sided relationship with the person on the other side of the camera. That is exactly 100% what video content will do for you. Okay? So to transform your business, that is exactly how I was a top 1% agent. Video. That's how I'm a top 1% in my EXP organization. That is how I did 25 months of doing over $1 million in 1 month. It all stemmed from consistently producing content correctly, making sure I'm showing up where my dream client is consistently, adding value, helping them, serving, not selling. It's the exact reason why you are watching this right now. So the number one thing that you can do right now in your business is you can utilize the magnet philosophy, right? Marketing, lead generation, lead nurture, conversion, refer, retain, resell, right? And get them to keep coming back from you. Start creating more content and do it consistently, and you will have a different business 12 months from now. And I don't care what business you're in, whether it's local, you're a professional, you sell things online, video content is imperative. And I can guarantee you, you're not doing enough of it. You got to break through the noise. Make sure it's about them, not you. High value, answer questions, solve problems, know exactly who your dream client is, what they need, what they want, where they're at, where they want to go, and solve those problems for them. And it will absolutely change your business. I'm Krista Mashore, your No BS Biz Coach, helping you with marketing, mindset, and making more money. Let me know in the comments what you think about this and what is your game plan? What are you going to do to become a better marketer? How much content are you going to commit to creating? And let me know how I can help you. See you next time. Be sure to like and subscribe. If you think this is valuable, share it with somebody, and I will see you next time. Thanks so much for watching my video. You can learn more about how to be a successful real estate professional by watching other videos that I have. And be sure to subscribe to my channel. And as always, make it a great home selling and buying day.